Welcome to Steps Forward with Ricki, a weekly walking podcast designed to help you take steps forward in your life and your day. Some people in their life work and they like what they do and they make money. And some people have a job that they just go to and it fills them up in certain ways. Some people build businesses because they want freedom and they want to impact people's lives. And sometimes it's all a combination, right? I love to work. Like, that is something about me that whenever I'm feeling stagnant or confused or in the middle of a transition, I don't handle it well. Not like anything is happening, really. Like nothing is bad. I'm not doing anything destructive. It's just that having purpose is so important to me. I know it's important to a lot of people, but some people it's like really part of their being. And for me, that is me. You know, when I think of my life and I think of who I am and I think of me and then I think of what I do as an extension of me. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just everyone's designed differently. I'm designed to work. I'm designed to build. I'm designed to create. And when I feel like I'm bored or I'm not exactly sure what to do next, or maybe I need to slow down, I don't really know what to do. And I'm looking around my apartment right now and it's a fucking mess. And that's okay. But like, what? Why? Usually when our external is a mess, it's like we feel a little messy internally. And I keep thinking about how free I felt like, I don't know, 5 months ago. I don't even know what that means, but that high, you're just like, oh my God. And it's not because I'm not like interested in what I'm doing. It's just like, I don't know. This is really familiar territory, but I'm dealing with it in such a different way. So it's like, wait, this is what it's like to like not know the next move or to feel paralyzed or to be consuming shit that's like, you're looking for an answer, like, oh, this is what it feels like to not be high and do that. This is what it feels like to not be in a bad relationship or the wrong relationship and have those feelings. Like, sometimes you go through similar experiences, but you go through them at different versions of yourself. And so you're like, oh, wow, okay, wow. So this is what it feels like to not know your next step, but like you don't have to be high all day or you don't have to be destructive, even if you feel uncertain. I definitely recommend it. And I love being a business owner. I mean, I love it. Like, I love being the CEO. What do they say? Be the CEO of your own life. Like, go fuck yourself, okay? That's not a thing. I mean, it is a thing, but like, I love building. I love creating. I love being, I throw myself, I'm I'm hyper-focused. I get hyper-focused. And I'm in, and then I'm like, okay, now what? And I'm like, oh my God, Ricki, stop. And then I stop. And then I'm hyper-focused again. And then it happens again. And I'm like, okay, maybe you need to honor that. It's so hard for me to show up unless I can show up 100% true to where I'm at. It's actually impossible for me. That's why this podcast is probably the most important thing to me, even though I honestly haven't really been feeling like doing it lately. I think not having a producer has really been just messing with me, but I don't think twice about what I'm going to say here. I don't script. I don't edit. I never, literally from the second I put my headphones on to I speak into the mic, that is the only time that I've ever thought about what I'm going to say. It's but whatever the next word that comes out of my mouth. And we all know I probably don't think about it too much. This space, I feel free here. Sometimes I wonder why I don't feel free on other platforms. Maybe because I've pigeonholed myself. Maybe because I'm scared that if I say the things I say on here, people will be like, whoa. But like, that's who I am. I am a little whoa. I'm a little edgy. I'm not like a cookie cutter, like, let me hold your hand. Let's walk down the street together. Like, that's not who I am. And I'm never, ever going to be like that. Ever. And it's like, I don't want to be vanilla, on Instagram and shit. I don't feel like I am, but I feel like I sort of am sometimes. And it's not on purpose. I just literally can't get the words out. And there's a part of me that's like, because it's not like the right platform to get, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, guys, but this is like, doesn't really matter. I don't need to explain myself. Every time I think about, like, if I have to explain myself, or maybe you guys won't get it, I just remind myself why I created this podcast. It was for me. And I'm glad that you benefit from it. I lose my why real fast in a lot of things. That's what actually something that I've learned about myself lately is I forget the mission. I forget the vision. I don't know that I've ever had a vision. I have a vision and then it changes and I'm like, oh my God. And I've been here before. I don't know if you can relate to this, but it was a lot worse. Now I know what I'm capable of. I think I always knew, but I remember last time that I felt stuck for so long. I was smoking and I was in my relationship and then I stopped smoking and I ended, the relationship ended and then I hit the road and I never felt more free in my whole fucking life. That was freedom. True freedom. And now that I think about it, I really had a hard time getting myself to podcast then too. I wonder why. Maybe it's just because it's not easy. And it's not that I like things that are easy. It's just that it's easier to do things when they're easy. Like my podcast producer, I would just show up in Michigan and we would record and that was it. Like I hate writing podcast titles. I hate writing podcast descriptions. Like I freaking hate it. Oh my God, that makes so much sense. It just clicked. Are you kidding? It's because it's not immediate gratification. I can't feel the effects of the podcast until I put it out there, or I look at the analytics, or I get a message. Wow. The ADHD brain can't do a goddamn thing unless there's an immediate prize. And that's so hard. The amount of things that I've tried to do in the last month, like literally I sit down and I try to do things and I get like 3% of it done. And then I'm like, I'm going to go for a walk. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know and I don't need to know. And you don't need to know either. You don't need to know what's going on with you. If you're trying to figure some shit out, like just let yourself figure it out. Take space. Who cares? Go for a walk. Try and enjoy yourself. I don't know where I'm going to be headed. Obviously, I'm not stopping my program, walking away from weed, but something is going to change. And I'm not. Like, I can't even tell you. Let me tell you because I feel like you're my best friends. Do you know how many things I have recorded? Audios on relationships, on all of these like fucking amazing topics. Like hours of content on all this different stuff, not podcast related, just like audios and videos and all this stuff. Because whenever I have an idea, I act on it immediately. It's the putting it out there part that sometimes I get a little stuck on. Just sitting here and my fear comes, it just happens. It's like, no one's going to want that. How are you going to market that? You got to get your email list together. What about this? What about that? What about this? And I'm like, okay, I'm out. I'm done. I'm exhausted. I'm going to the hot tub. The amount of things that I have to offer you, weed related, not weed related, relationships, how to know if someone's the one, how to know if you're really connecting to yourself, how to reconnect to yourself, how to change your life. Like, I can't even express to you, and it's just fucking sitting on my computer because it feels exhausting to get it off there. And that's a signal to me that maybe I'm not the right person for that job. You know? Like, I am the creator, the visionary, the speaker, the builder, but I don't know that I'm the editor of my own work. I don't know if I'm the person that's like supposed to put it all into the course and into this and into that. And I don't know. These are just things that I think about, and then I bring them to the podcast, and I'm like, okay, just share your thoughts. And I feel bad too. I feel like I've been really slacking here lately, and it really makes me sad because this is my favorite thing in the world. It really is. I feel so free here. But it's okay. I just hope that you know that like entrepreneurship is a journey, life is a journey, and that we go up and we go down. And sometimes when we're feeling this uncertainty, we want to like do more. I mean, I'm always like, how much more content can I consume from Sally, who's making 6 figures from her coaching business? And she's got the 5-step program. And I'm like, what's the 5-step program? And I'm like, Jessica's making 8 figures. She's got the 6-step program. What's the 6-step program? And then I'm like, just go get your fucking steps in. They don't know the steps. Like, everyone's got their own version of success and what's right and what's wrong. And I get caught up in that shit. And I'm like, Ricki, stop it right now. You are so much cooler than that. I'm like, am I? And that's why this podcast is incredible, because I don't have to do fucking anything. I just show up and I'm myself. And I love it. And I don't think it makes me any less of a leader. I don't think it makes me less credible when I tell you that I feel X, Y, and Z about business, or when I tell you I feel stuck. It's like, it doesn't matter, because I'm a go-getter and I'm going to make shit happen no matter what. And you're allowed to have moments where shit is just not moving, or maybe you've paused, and I don't know. Like, I love helping people and I love making money, but there's more. There's more for me. There's more there. I can't explain it. It's bigger than that. Like, helping people is incredible, obviously. Making money is incredible, obviously. But there's more. There's something else in it for me. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if I've ever found it yet. You know, there's this thing of like, someone says, like, you know you're satisfied when you go to bed at night. You know, that exhausted feeling. And sometimes I think about certain times in my life when I have felt that. And it's not that because I don't love helping people, and it's not because I don't love what I've created. Like, you know that, this podcast, walking away from weed, like, I don't even want to mention that anymore, because I don't even feel like I have to like defend that. But there's a feeling I'm looking for. And I can very much picture certain times of my life where I have felt it. One of the times being, and you're going to laugh, I was working as a like team leader of, I don't even know what my role was. It was like one of my only 9-to-5 jobs, but it was really like 9 to 2, because I always left early because I literally couldn't be in there. I couldn't sit still. But I would train the employees how to do customer service. It was for a mattress company, Reverie. Oh my God, it was for Reverie. And I would train all the employees how to work as a team, how to work, you know, to handle calls, how to work on understanding the product. And I remember it was the dumbest job ever. Like, I literally got paid $5, I'm pretty sure, an hour. And it was silly. But I walked in there, and because they needed someone to do spreadsheets, and I was so desperate at the time. And this was like 5 years ago. And I remember I was working on the spreadsheets, and then I would overhear like conversations from like the customer service department. And I literally created an entire system process for the customer service department, having no idea like what it even entailed, but I knew how to manage people and how to be a leader and a good team leader. And I knew how to talk to people. And so I could just teach people how to talk to people, how to be more patient with each other and like lead as a team. And then I started doing customer service calls, and literally the customer service like rating went from like a a 1 to like a 7. People would call in, they'd be like, oh my God, that was amazing conversation with Ricki and blah, blah, blah. And I try to think like, what was it? It was the leadership. I liked managing people. I liked creating a process, building something, delegating. I liked that. I like that. And I have that in certain ways, but there is a feeling. There was a feeling when I would go to bed and it was like, okay, that was so fucking cool. Like, it didn't matter if it was a mattress. It was just like, I got to manage people. I made a difference in the way that these people lead themselves, the way that they communicate. I made a difference in this company, like a true difference. And I was a nobody, but I had a skill set, a leader, really good at managing people. And I think it's all the same, right? Like whether it's through my programs or my podcast or whatever it is, like that's just like an overall theme here is like being able to manage people and be leadership and building things. But that feeling, I don't know. I'll know when I know, that's for sure. Sometimes we don't know what exactly it is, right? We don't know if it's like the money or if it's the business or if it's like the place we're living. It's like hard to know what is what sometimes. You know what I mean? But I know the feeling I'm looking for. I know the feeling I'm looking for when I find the one. I know the feeling I'm looking for when I put my head to the pillow and I'm like, yes, that's the feeling. And I've had it only a numerous times in my life. I don't know. It just feels nice to talk about it, honestly. And it doesn't take away from what I'm doing. It's like, it's not about any of that. And this is me like just justifying this to myself because I'm like worried now. People are going to think that I hate what I'm doing. And I don't, obviously. There's something different about that feeling. It's a feeling of satisfaction, like full exhaustion in the best way. And sometimes I think I'm moving so fast that I'm keeping up with the world or myself, or I don't know, that I don't even get a minute to enjoy what I'm doing or what I've done. Like I've helped 220 people walk away from weed. That's insane. I built a 3-day program that has literally changed people's lives forever in 3 days. That's fucking awesome. I don't remember the last time I sat down and was like, wow, you did that. You do that. Because you're moving, right? How many things have you gotten in your life where you're like, damn, I wish I had this, then you have it, and then you don't even enjoy it, you don't even embrace it, you're just like, oh, what's the next thing? So, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't need to know. But I'm looking at these 3 things in my wall right now, and I want to read them to you. I have these like frames or whatever they're called, picture frames, I don't know, quotes. And I just feel like they're like all really staring at me right now. Actually, there's 4 of them. Ready? Enjoy the space between where you are and where you're trying to go. Boom. Who said it? Not me. Okay. When things change inside you, things change around you. Boom. True. I don't know why I keep saying boom. Expect nothing, appreciate everything. I don't know if I agree with that. Okay. Don't chase, attract. Yes. I used to chase everyone. Let's be serious. Chaser. Over here. Yeah. So this is a Ricki riff. I think we got to change the podcast name to Subconscious with Ricki because that's just what it is. And I don't know. And I don't need to know. You don't need to know. Sometimes we don't know because we're not supposed to know yet. Sometimes we're just supposed to stand still in that unknowing to figure it out. Here's a plot twist though. And I'm almost done. This has been going on way too freaking long. I am lowering my ADHD medicines tomorrow another time, like again, and I'm really fucking scared. So we're going to do a little update on that like in a week. But I feel like it's time. It's time to lower my Vyvanse. It's time to maybe reconnect with parts of me that have been watered down. I'm really scared though. I'm really, really, really scared. Like I'm so anxious about it. So that's just why I told you. Okay, anyways, I gotta go. But if you are struggling to walk away from weed, you know I'm here. The self-paced program starts very soon. The doors are closing on the 11th. Stop waiting. Seriously. I love you and I want the best for you, but you got to make a move. If you're not ready for the program, there's the First Step seminar. There's the Without Weed Masterclass. And also, if you're somebody that is looking for other things as well, and you're like, wow, Ricki, I heard you talking about that in the podcast. Like, could you elaborate on that? Or maybe you could do like a little audio series on that. Or maybe you can do a life experience on this topic, obviously outside of weed. Please tell me. Please tell me. I do really well when I respond to people. Sometimes I'm not always sure. Like, just tell me what you want and I will see if it's aligned and I will create it if it is. Like, why not? All right, guys, I love you. I'll see you next week.